Good morning, Arthur Rafferty speaking on behalf of the Arthur Rafferty Foundation. Now, this is an affidavit made by Arthur Rafferty, founder and director of the Arthur Rafferty Foundation, a victims group with no alliance to any government or political groups. It has been brought to my attention by a member of the RUC PSNI, a person called Caroline Watts, a detective constable from Antrim Road, RUC PSNI station at 274-288 Antrim Road, BT 155BB. Now, this person is from the Public Protection Unit that a so-called judge from the family courts and Lagandside courts has brought a case against me. For what reason, I have no idea. Two detectives called at my daughter's house looking for me and were very annoyed when my daughter refused to tell them where I lived, as my life has been threatened at least 5 times over this past couple of years. The RUC PSNI got my mobile number of my YouTube site. Now, I received 2 calls from them, and both calls demanded for me to attend for an interview at a police station of my choosing. I was never told what the charge was, but was told to attend or be arrested. Not once, but twice. So much for our justice system here in Northern Ireland. What about the innocent until proven guilty? Now, I called at Tennant Street Police Station and gave my statement and to find out what this was all about. I was told that this judge has hacked into my files on my site, my private site, on YouTube, where I run a victims group to help victims who have been abused by the state. This judge hacked into my private messages sent to me by abuse victims who come to me for help and tell me their stories and expect some personal advice and help from me in private. This judge hacked through all my stories, which runs into hundreds of personal stories, crying out for help. How dare this so-called judge do this to a member of the public, members of the public who come to my group for help? These victims' human rights have been violated by this person. I don't know what names and addresses and phone numbers she may have taken away with her, as she has hacked through my site. But she has put these victims' safety in jeopardy. This judge also took 4 stories belonging to my grandson, aged 3.5 years old, and is using them to get back at me. Now, I met this judge barely once, and I refused to take a story that I have on my site about a lawyer who committed perjury against my granddaughter. This lawyer is, as I presume, a friend of this judge, and this judge swore that she would get me back. And this is her way of getting back at me. Now, if that is the attitude of a judge, is it any wonder that they have to hold their court cases behind closed doors and no members of the public allowed in? That's what I call a kangaroo court used only by terrorists. And that answers a lot of questions, especially when we allow our most vulnerable children to appear in those family courts with a judge like that. I now have grave concerns as to why this judge had 4 of my grandson's tapes out, and he will be under strict supervision at all times for his own safety, as there is enough perverts, paedophiles, child molesters in Belfast at the present time. Now, I run a reliable, honest victims group, and I am not going to be threatened by anyone, let alone a so-called judge. I would like a face-to-face meeting with the Lord Chief Justice Declan Morgan and his judge to sort this matter out. Anyone who would like a tape of this story or any one of my stories can call me on my mobile 077 159 21137. Leave your name and address and I will send you a tip free. Thank you. Anyone who has a story to tell and wishes me to air it can call me on my mobile 07715 921137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story, and remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will be cut out. Now watch more of my stories on YouTube, arthurrafferty.com, YouTube Arthur Rafferty Docker, YouTube Jackspot 2012. That is a tip about the brutal murder of my father by a 5-man gang of Sinn Féin ARA led by Freddie Scappaticci on the orders of the British government, the RUC, PSNI and the Special Branch. Now that Sinn Féin ARA scum Scappaticci carry out their orders on their command. My email is arthurrafferty1@gmail.com. Thank you for watching PSNI TV, and good morning, and I will see you soon. Good morning. Arthur Rafferty speaking on behalf of the Arthur Rafferty Foundation. Once again, I have to bring to the attention of the decent public here in Northern Ireland the antics of our security forces, both the MI5, MI6 and the RUC PSNI. Now these corrupt scum have hacked into my landline and my mobile for the past 2 years. I have reported it to BT at least a half a dozen times. I have had 3 different engineers out to look at my lines. The last time was the 10th of the 3rd, 18, and he put a new fitting in that he said would be hack proof. But those security forces have found a way to bypass it. I had to report to BT again on the 17th of the 4th, 18, who put me through to security. After almost an hour talking to this chap and telling him my problem, his conclusion was to report it to the RUC PSNI, the very people who are hacking my phone. I tried to explain again to him, but all he would say is there's nothing BT can do to prevent hacking, so I have a private line and an ex-directory number, and security forces can listen into my office line. Surely that is against the law and is illegal. But according to him, the corrupt security forces have the power to do that. Now, where is our human rights and our freedom of speech when these forces can direct papers and TV media what to print and what to say? Who gives these security forces that power to suppress the public? I think it is now time for the public to stand up for themselves and tell these people where to go, and go quick. After getting no help at all from BT Security, I then reported it to the manager of BT. I put a formal complaint into his office, and it is on my file. My file number is VOL 013-2943-96783-754, and the person who took it was very helpful, Louisa. I have a meeting with Citizens Advice to bring to the attention of the public that this so-called police force in Northern Ireland are doing to the public. I want to use my phone in my house and say what I have to say to those victims who phone the Arthur Rafferty Foundation looking for help, and not have those hackers listening in. Someone should tell that RUC PSNI it is illegal and against the law to hack people's phones and mobiles. They should be brought to court. After all, they are not above the law. No hacking means what it says. No hacking. Anyone who would like a tape of this story or any one of my stories can call me on my mobile 07715 921137. Leave your name and address and I will send you a tip free. Thank you. Anyone who has a story to tell and wishes me to hear it can call me on my mobile 07715 921137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story. And remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will cut out. Watch more of my stories on YouTube, arthurrafferty.com, YouTube Arthur Rafferty Docker, YouTube Jackspot 2012. That is a tip about the brutal murder of my father by a 5-man gang of Sinn Féin ARA led by Freddie Scappaticci on the orders of the British government, the RUC, PSNI and the Special Branch. Now that Sinn Féin ARA scum Scappaticci carried out their orders on their command. Now my email is arthurrafferty1@email.com. Thank you for watching PSNI TV, and good morning, and I will see you soon. And remember, when you're using your phone, be very, very, very careful.